Got the club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday.
Squad going up. Nobody flipping packs now. I just did 3 in a row. Them shows is back to back to back now. Put the world on a sound. You know party in the weekend. Ain't got no motherfucking time. The party on the weekend. Tell Jello bring the juice. We about to get lit. Fill the room up with some things. One night off and this is it. Always working OT. Overtime and out of time. Shit is crazy back home. It kills me that I'm not around. I think we getting too deep. Shit I'm talking might be too true. Upstairs I got Zans in the Advil bottle. I don't take them shits, but you do. So I got them for you. I don't need the pills. I'm just gonna have another drink. And when I'm putting working on the weekend, I look back on this and think how we at the club going up
on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she Tuesday. Working Monday night on the corner flipping hard. Made at least 3,000 on the boulevard. I've been working graveyard shifts every other weekend. Ain't got no fucking time to party on the weekend. I've been flipping in the house, making jugs on the highway. I've been riding out of state, making money like my way. I don't think that I should dance. I'm just gonna have another drink. I'm doing my stance. You know my Molly pink. I got the loudest of the loud. You know my gas stink. My P.O. think I'm in the house. Don't give a damn about what she think. Got the club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she Tuesday. Got the club going
up on another Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of What Up Motherfucking Radio. What's up, Brian? Thanks for chiming in. I'm sorry if you got some bad news that the Jodeci concert was canceled.
Oh yeah.
But it sucks. I mean, it's a life of entertainment. But you could have been anywhere else. The 5 people you are, you're here with me right now. So we definitely appreciate that. Tonight's going to be a good show. We're going to talk about a shortage of common sense. It's going to tune in with a lot of different things. Also, Fat wanted to bring up last week about would you allow your children to play with toy guns at this day and age at the height of violent crimes that we're seeing. Also, man behind the camera, Dana Christian, longtime videographer from our own hometown of St. Louis. He's going to talk about the new project he just did. He just directed a Tubi movie with Reggie's son and a couple of other people from St. Louis. So, with that being said, first topic of this evening. Oh, how's everybody doing anyway, man? Everybody cool?
I'm good.
Man, I'm good. Good to see y'all, man.
What's going on with your hand?
I sliced my finger open.
Doing
She had a
what?
fight with a razor blade.
Washing the dishes. I know.
Washing the dishes.
Yes, I'm supposed to be rich. I should have been nowhere near
Take the
washing the
knives
dishes.
out first.
So washing dishes mean you're rich?
Actually,
Rich
for
people don't
me,
wash dishes?
I don't want to do dishes. No,
You don't think rich people wash dishes?
no, they
Okay.
shouldn't.
So that's one thing to be crossed off your list.
T-Love, do you wash dishes?
No,
Are you rich?
I'll put it in the dishwasher.
Yes.
You still wash them a little bit before you put them in there, don't you? You just put them on, rinse them, wash them off, and nothing. Just put them right in there.
Yeah, I got a good dishwasher.
I made it in life. So what brand is your dishwasher? So what brand is your dishwasher?
I'm gonna start.
Is this a joke or something?
No, seriously. Like when I say, "What's up, Mike?" When you think about it, when I wrote or asked you, is there why is common sense for sale? What did you think about, or did you even think about it when I said it?
I thought you were talking about somebody else at first. I'm keeping it a buck with you.
I don't be doing that shit.
That's what I thought.
I'm saying that's all you thought.
That's exactly. I ain't gonna lie.
We move DT then.
I can tell you who it was
I don't
too.
do subs on here, man.
Well, I'm telling you what I thought it was about. You asked me.
What you thought it was about?
I thought it was about Farrah.
Why?
Cause when everything that happened, I was like, maybe he was talking about her. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I wanted to talk about it last week.
I'm just being honest with you.
No, I wasn't talking about Farrah. I don't do subs. What about you, DT?
Her hand hurt.
I wasn't paying attention.
Her hand hurt.
It's a lack of it, Dirty.
Lack
Okay,
of
thank you.
common sense.
Yes, it's a whole lot of it.
I say that because when you look at the rise of influencers, you go all the way back to Derrick Jackson's and people thinking they doing drop the mic post because they told you if you don't got no job and got yourself together, then don't date nobody. And everybody be like, ooh, like that was just so influential. Like you gotta say stuff like that. Like, how did that happen? Like, how did we lose our sense of just regular, like,
We want to believe in somebody.
is that it?
That's all it is too. Some people believe in our dumb asses.
Shame on them.
Right.
Shame on them.
Somebody believe in us.
Believe in me.
Is that
You know how many times, hold on, you know how many times we done been out, we done said something somebody actually believe. Like our word is, I'm not saying we just saying no random bullshit, but our word be bond. I'd be like, man, you don't even know me.
is it somewhere that they not getting this already yet though?
Well, they want to hear from somebody else who they don't know, who they think doing something. So, you know, if you got one of them shows and you talking like that, somebody gonna believe in you. And it's like you've been told this 1,000 times, but
Do you think that's like why they have a quote and then they have a famous person by the quote? Like,
He said this or she said
you know,
that.
he said it. Just he said
That
it could be
picture.
just a picture of Kevin Gates,
it could have been like, we got it next year, Jerry Jones.
and we believe. And we believe.
No questions asked.
No, maybe that is why they got the quotes though. Because who had the quote, the buck stops here?
Are we losing? We don't have like besides that, like, are we just walking around in some paradigm where we just don't get what we supposed to be doing? Where like we have to be told by somebody else, like it's not being taught in the house, things of that nature.
Maybe that's the problem. Who can say what we're
Pandemic
supposed to
shoulda
be
fixed
doing?
all that.
Yeah, we always looking for some type of confirmation.
Yeah, who says that what we supposed to be doing? Who's saying you doing the wrong or the right thing?
I mean,
Who is the moral compass?
well, I ain't want to. We can't go on moral.
He done went
but
too
you
deep.
kind of know what, as far as our balance of life, we kind of know when we ain't doing something right, how it feel,
yeah.
or what the results of doing shit kind of can tell you, determine if you did something right or wrong. So we don't got to really go off into that.
But it's like the same people who giving you the quotes when they should be fucked up too. You don't ever say that they did nothing wrong. It just didn't work right.
Is that true? But some people change their morals based on who did it. Like like you might want that dude down the street that's been touching girls. You want him under the motherfucking concrete. but you want to free R. Kelly because you love his music, so you might not care about it like that. Even as far as like,
That was deep.
we today we joke about. I seen people joking about Magoo dying. Like I'm like,
What?
I'm like, damn, what did he do to the?
Magoo dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died.
So
That
it's
fit.
like when you hear and see shit like that, but when it's close to home, you want people give my family some privacy and all that type of stuff. But as far as just whether if it don't bother you, then it's okay to joke about.
What's wrong with that?
I don't think.
I mean,
it's right to
it
talk
got to
about.
be because if that you'd be too serious about everything. You can laugh about nothing.
No,
If something don't affect you, that's when it's gonna humor you. Like,
I think if the post or something was funny pertaining to it, but if it's something and somebody is really sincere about the loss, why
if
would
it's-
you do that?
If it's somebody famous, like Magoo died, you'd be like, damn, I didn't know he was still alive. I mean,
I
like,
mean, that's not funny,
I'm-
but
I'm
I
just
get
saying,
that could be possible.
it's not funny because nobody died, but it's the fact that like I haven't seen Magoo since, goddamn.
But
since,
he part of hip hop. He part of our history. Maybe not yours, but definitely mine.
Magoo.
Yeah, because he had major bangers with
Timberland,
Missy.
The people have what do you have like 2-3 songs?
It don't matter.
Hold on, I'm just saying you major bangers, 2-3 songs to make you. Well, you're
I didn't
part of
say
hip hop.
I didn't say a major career. I just said major
Yeah,
bangers.
because that crew, yeah, I think it was who?
Pharrell,
Pharrell.
Pharrell and Timberland had a
not-
group together.
Okay, let's not diminish
No, but
Magoo's career.
It wasn't the
Yeah,
fact of who he is or what he's doing now. It was just like, damn, somebody had a picture of him, like he looked dead already. I was like, damn, like even like sensitivity, like even though
It's the
Beyonce,
internet.
the Carter's daughter,
Blue Eyes.
be on the stage doing whatever she's doing, like. When did we start talking about people, kids and shit like that? Like,
Well, hold on.
Hey, like,
Once
we
you
ain't
put your
finna see
kids
her.
out there to get scrutinized, that's gonna happen. Like you got, if my daughter up there, she kind of stiff dancing. What you think? What you think people gonna
That's
say?
what I said about your son playing football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm glad you agreed.
If it ain't you, it ain't you.
I mean, that's
Your kid, man. You put your kids on the platform, they gonna get the same thing everybody else get.
They was like,
If you put them out there,
like, we ain't paid to see Blue Eyes. It's like, man, this is a tough crowd. This world
tough crowd.
tough.
But like when
They
the
don't
school
care.
start, I'm tired of seeing her doing a robot. I'm like, God.
Damn, they said all that. I didn't see that.
Even talk about your baby now.
The dancing one thing.
I'ma tell you
Nobody's
though.
safe.
Dirty. The
See-
dancing one thing.
Seeing,
I don't know. I just
did anybody see MC Shan lately?
what are you on?
oh, I saw that picture.
Man, MC Shan, hip hop needs motherfucking health care.
Yeah,
If Shane walked in right now, when like what we say was it?
what's
you
wrong?
really
Devontae?
wouldn't know him, but he got to be
The man
like
ain't got
up
no
in
teeth.
60s though.
No teeth.
No T.
MC Shan might be 59 or 60.
Yeah, the only person
No
with no
fronts.
No fronts.
No fun.
What's your name? Ain't got no teeth neither, do it?
Who?
These nuts. Nah, I thought Jewels didn't have no teeth either.
Man, MC Shan.
I thought Jewels ain't got no teeth. Jewel Santana.
He got teeth.
He didn't.
What you mean? He didn't have teeth.
He lost a couple of them fronts.
They got him done in jail.
Yeah, that's what they say. Real
He
shit.
got fucked up.
Real
But,
shit.
So do you think it's
She
still
said kids are off limits.
famous or not? I believe that too. I'm not interested in talking about anybody's kids. Just like I don't want nobody talking about my kids. Like just because I'm famous, that just open the door.
But people don't care, man.
No, they don't.
You know what I'm saying? No filter.
I don't think that is because
no
I just think
respect.
if you put them out there for open market or something, like it's no limit.
You don't think Dwayne Wade thought people was gonna talk about his kid or Magic Johnson? Like he could have hid them as long as he wanted to, but at this point, man, they out there. Say what you want to say.
Yeah.
Like, why would you really care anyway?
It's like
I mean, of course, people was gonna be against because people I would like to think. Well, I don't like to think. I'm just saying. I think 80% of the world is probably against kids turning into whatever they weren't or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like diving into that shit though. But back to
Yeah, it's
common sense.
lack of it. A lot
Is it
of
a lack of it? Where,
and a lot
it's
of
not so common.
why did it stop? Like, why is it so hard to make decisions based on logic?
I don't. The problem is, and I say this all the time.
starts in your home.
If you know somebody ain't got common sense, why should you expect them to do something common? Or like if I hire somebody who I know is an idiot, why I think they gonna do smart shit? So if you know they ain't got common sense, then what are you expecting from them? And it don't take long to find out.
You say if you hire somebody that's an idiot,
If I hire you, I know you ain't that bright. Why do I expect you to do bright shit?
I didn't never like. I mean, just being.
No, I'm just
logical.
being. Listen, if I talk to somebody who I know ain't got common sense, why do I expect you to act like you got common sense? I'm gonna know this already. If me and PA talk once a week, I'm like, man, this nigga dumb as motherfucker. But I'm calling you about some smart shit, and I think you finna talk to man. Yeah, I know you ain't got no common sense. Why are we expecting stuff from people who we know just ain't got it?
Maybe it's not from the people who we don't expect to. We realize they don't got it because.
You know somebody ain't got common sense.
Well,
It don't take
what's
long.
crazy is most people
It don't
that are
take long.
really, really highly intelligent don't have common sense. Their brain doesn't allow them to basically come all the way down and think like somebody like us or PA rather.
Why? Shit, PA got one person got common sense around here?
He got a little shit.
That's where it ends.
Man, somebody who ain't got common sense, you already.
It's over about 8:30.
Who determines common? Who hired them? We hire people that ain't got common sense. What you mean?
All
Most
the
people,
time.
that's why people ain't working. You want to be? I ain't gonna say what job you gotta have, because then they might not come to work no more.
I ain't gonna bring nobody on the show who I don't think got common sense.
You a damn.
What? You cannot be
I said who
serious.
I don't think. Or if I brought on the show who I thought
Order in the
didn't have
court.
common sense.
Order in the court.
Man, stop
I've
it.
heard some
Who have I
stories.
brought on the show I thought didn't have common
Stop it. We ain't
You
going
said
there.
who
We gotta
thought
go
didn't
there.
have common
I
sense?
said I brought you on the show thinking that you didn't have common sense. The key word is thinking that you didn't have common
Now
sense.
somebody might show us
Now you might
different,
have showed me something different.
but at first I didn't think that. Let me translate for Dirty.
Thank you. I appreciate
Say it again, T Love.
I thought they had common sense, then they came on the show and proved me wrong.
Who y'all talking about?
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just, translating for Dirty.
For dirty, right?
That wasn't even it. That's him ringing the bell like he had some motherfucking shit on his
Well, everybody know what I was talking about, except for you.
Good. Because I don't got common sense. God damn it. I'm so pissed.
That's what I heard too.
Okay.
Who determines if you got common sense? The person who got more sense than you.
I guess
The person who got your boss.
I guess society will determine who has common sense, and because they're sub societies, they're upper level societies, and the people that you hang around, I guess y'all have some type of sense in common. Like I don't talk to a whole bunch of people throughout the course. I talk to y'all all week. I don't talk to a whole bunch of different people because I be feeling like we on the same wavelength about. I don't gotta fucking explain nothing to y'all deeper than. I would have to.
So, because I've seen, I know this finna go. Who determines common sense? So, common sense to me would be if Allen Iverson play basketball and be like, "Man, these white folks stupid as hell," and I'd be like, "Nigga, you ain't got enough sense to not to say that on the earth." That's part of what we saying is common sense. So, if you want to say what is common sense, just some shit that's common to say. That you're not gonna say nothing that's just uncommon. You want to walk in the job and be like, "Man, I hate this dumbass job.
Let's see what the definition.
Fuck these people," and be like, "Hold on, you ain't supposed to say that." You could, hey, I'm saying, but you can say it amongst us. You ain't gonna say it to the boss. Man, you ain't got no damn sense. Then you fired and wonder why, because you ain't got no common sense.
DT is looking up what exactly is common sense. I like fast definition of common sense. Just doing shit that just seemed like the normal thing to do without being obnoxious. Right? I guess.
And just like have common sense of what I'm talking about. Like,
Is there somebody famous we can say ain't got common
Turn
sense?
off the lights if you leave home. Don't cross the street during traffic.
That's not common sense.
That is common
That
sense.
is common sense.
To turn off the lights when you leave the house?
Yeah.
yeah.
Why y'all turn the lights off? Let your bitch still gonna be high as a
I was
motherfucker.
gonna say somebody don't turn their lights off.
I definitely don't.
Turn off the lights.
TV watch the
I'm
house.
looking for.
What you say?
That is kind of common. You would think that you turn the lights off when you leave out the house.
Don't cross the street during traffic. Man, that's suicide.
That's frog.
That's common sense.
That's
though.
common sense.
No.
The definition is the sound and prudent judgment based on a simple perception of the
That's
situation
not
or
common
event.
sense.
Let her finish. I didn't hear what you
So-
said.
That's what it says.
Say it again.
Sound and prudent judgment based on a simple perception of the situation or facts.
I think we need to. Okay, so touching something
that
that's
down,
hot.
listen.
That's not. I would call common. Something is wrong
There
with you.
is
I'm
the-
saying. So, I think when we saying common sense, people who don't have a problem mentally. So we taking it out because you touching hot stuff. Evidently, you got a mental problem, and we're not saying if you're walking in the street, you got a mental problem.
Okay.
So the light thing, okay, but common sense would be
Don't. If you see somebody, if you open the door, you see sitting at this table, don't come in here yelling and being.
Yes.
Okay. Are we lacking that right now, or is it a lot of people opening the door right now and being stupid?
Yeah, they lacking.
Is it because they getting some type of gratification or something out
They
of
don't know how to deal with people outside of their environment.
I don't know. I think that's just ignorant, being ignorant. I don't know if that's necessarily. One, when I think of common sense, I think of more like when it sticks out to me is somebody that's like super book smart, but do something like just don't have common sense.
No, not rob a bank. Like they don't know. They don't know. Something very, very common. Like when you go in the grocery store, if you only got 8 items, you go to the express line, and you be like, "Why you didn't go to the express?" Oh, you only got to have 10 or under. You would think that that'd be common, but a fucking genius. I'm trying to help. Like, bro, you don't know that you only got 8 items. You go to the express line. If you got 11, you good too. Oh man, you can't have more than 10. You can't go through there. Niggas, you crazy.
Do you look at your children
I think it's like common sense
and wonder, do they have common sense?
I don't know what age you get common sense, so I try to compare. No, I wouldn't say they didn't have common sense because I don't think I had common sense back then. Your sense ain't that common when you ain't got no responsibilities. Your sense ain't that. You can do whatever the hell you want. You ain't got responsibilities.
So common sense is learned.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
So society determines like what you should or shouldn't be doing. Oh, Naya's in the building. Welcome back.
Man, common sense.
Somebody says common sense varies. It depends on the person and what they believe.
Okay.
I can understand that, but I would think common sense has to be something that's common to all of us.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Because that's basically what the word means. Is
Like,
common.
it's like
together.
if somebody steal your car because you left the keys in there and walked in Quick Trip, you ain't got no fucking common sense. Everybody know that.
That's just stupid.
You ain't got no damn sense.
Let's make a small pause. Naya is back, one of our former co-hosts, jumping in the show. It's been a long time.
2 men and a lady.
2 men and a lady.
Yeah.
What up, though?
Hello, everybody.
So last time she was here.
We talking about cultural issues.
That's how you feel. That's how you feel.
That's stupid.
If I don't get myself together first,
What the fuck is you talking about?
Man, listen. You hitting this table don't mean none of this shit.
Give a fuck. What the fuck is you talking about?
If you can't,
And that was the end of 2 Men and a Lady. And the birth of What Up Though Radio.
it was actually 2 men and a lady.
Yeah. It was What Up Though Radio, then 2 Men and a Lady.
I don't even remember that.
What you been up to?
Yeah, because you weren't our real cast member. You was just a stand-in.
I guess I'm still standing.
What you been up to though, buddy?
Nothing. I'm renovating my condo right now, so my contractors came late as hell, and that's why I look crazy because I ran out the house. But yeah.
How's the world been treating you in the past couple years?
Not great, but I think I'm finna have a turnaround.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Still saying, how
How
you
many
feel?
countries you been to since the last time I seen you?
Too many to count. I'm about to go to Aruba for my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Libra stand up.
Aruba for you is really like Miami for other people.
Yeah.
You been in Greece and Rome and
That's right.
Every time we see she out the country.
yeah.
I love men.
What's
They
your
love
favorite?
me out the country. I love Italy, so anywhere in Italy,
Italy is gorgeous.
it's beautiful. It's
It's
a whole
clean.
and they treat black people real good.
Especially black women.
Yeah,
They do.
top tier.
Top tier.
Yes,
There's nothing
they
else
roll
to
the
do
carpet
there.
out for us.
You should move there to DT.
I did.
I said move there. I didn't say
I did.
I say stay there. My bad.
Oh,
Cut your hand over there and see what happens.
They don't take care of me.
Nah, you
Way
kinda
back.
took-
earring is-
You wouldn't be washing dishes over there.
No, I
Click
would
on your
not.
feet.
And I did not.
Yeah, you know what?
How do you feel about shortage in common sense right now, and why is it people can sell, even become an influencer behind just saying shit that just makes sense?
or it don't make
Or
sense.
that too. Some people jump off that bridge too.
It's just people. You know what? We in an age of attraction, and people are just attracted to different things, and that's what's making them go viral. It don't have to make sense. It don't have to be beautiful. It could be just like the girl got on TikTok and she, ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. Like nothing has to even make sense. It's just entertaining at the moment, and people are just like looking for something to just spark their interest, and then they latch on to it. So common sense ain't never really been a big thing. You think people should have it, but you realize people be slow. Once you start talking to them, you be like, oh yeah, you was one of the children that they was supposed to leave behind. So, I don't think I don't think common sense is like a big thing. I don't think a lot of people teach their kids. I don't think a lot of people was taught by their parents. So that's probably why we got a trickle down effect to like the most stupidest stuff going crazy right now.
Does this have anything to do with the podcast that just left here?
I wasn't paying attention to them.
Okay, because I watched some of their skits and it was like 1,000 people there. I'm like, y'all saying the same shit that everybody else say, but people in the audience asking questions like, y'all don't know this shit. Like,
you know what? It does. Oh yeah. It did kind of come.
That's why I'm like,
it did come off of that.
Because I know somebody who went.
About the people just left.
Nah, I know somebody who went to their podcast.
Oh, that
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, we say the same shit they say every week. Like, what part of this shit, like, y'all don't get, but y'all want to go in the masses to watch them say what they want to say, which I'm cool with it. Mm-hmm. But it was like they saying regular type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you talking about tonight's conversation?
Yeah, it's like
it's our relationship stuff.
It's the same shit, but it's like y'all don't know this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I didn't go because the fuck.
But so when you saying about people saying it, yeah, it's kind of like come on man, like that's like common sense shit.
Right.
Like no, you don't stay out all night if you got somebody. Ain't that common sense? Right. You come home at night. Ain't that common sense?
I think people are trying to justify what decisions they want to make, so they put it on a platform, and then it's entertaining because you see somebody's reaction to it, and you see a panel of people reaction to it, and it's women and men, and they all, some is married, some is not, some is, so you get to see that dynamic. I think that's why it's doing well. But honestly, like, as we've seen over the years, I think a lot of like, pitting black men and black women against each other is very popular online. This shit go crazy every week. We have the same conversation about who pay the bills in the household, and if I pay the bills, can I cheat? And this, and then go around another rabbit hole. It's always a constant thing in our community. I don't subscribe to Mexican Facebook. So
when you say that, you always hear some people say, white people don't do this, or black people are. But I'm like, I want to know how you know this, like, because I'm not in their community to know what the fuck they be talking about all the time. But I do know we all human, so we all kind of carry the same traits. Why is it, since we can even break it down from BET to VH1, why is that so entertaining to see black people pitted against each other?
I think it's a lot of suffering in the black community, and we see each other as like people to, like sometimes like your friend might be going through something, so they take it out on you. But that's because they know you love them and you got unconditional love. So we pitting each other against each other, and we're fighting each other because we know, like, y'all niggas ain't finna leave us, and we ain't finna leave y'all niggas. It's certain instances where the black man go, oh, I got a white woman because black women is aggressive. Or it's certain situations where black women be like, niggas ain't shit, I'm finna go get me a white man. But for the most part, we still geared to each other. So I think that's why we fight our counterparts, because that's the people that we can take it out on at the time. But yeah.
What you think about that, love? You don't know?
So, I don't know.
I call him cheating in class.
You call me cheating in class? Nah.
I ain't no substitute teacher.
You crazy.
DT, can you elaborate on what she just said?
I don't know why we're attracted to it either. I would really like to know. Like, because we'll sit there and we'll look at it and we'll dissect it and we'll say what we won't do, what we shouldn't do. We need to do better at this, but yet we never change anything.
It's because it's something that we can compare ourselves to. So when they arguing and fighting, it's like two sides of it. One side is like you want to feel like you better than these people because they on TV doing some stupid ass shit. So it kind of helped me out mentally. Like, man, I would never be doing no dumb ass shit like that. Mm-hmm. So you gonna tend to watch it because they doing some silly shit. The other side of you gonna watch it because you want to hear what they saying. So when you get in a situation, be like, well, you watch somebody on TV every day talking about X, Y, and Z, but you doing it. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a way to compare what you got going on in your life, and I would think take the positive stuff out of it, or what's gonna help you in yours.
That could be possible.
Do you think we are at a time where we need more gatekeepers. It was a time when like it's just certain shit that wouldn't get publicized. But now in the day and age, so many truths have been hidden. Some gatekeeping should be nullified. But
Snoop Dogg, things have changed.
yeah, but sometimes, like right now, it's just some information like shouldn't be allowed to be just spread, just nonsense. Because a lot of times you can do your own test with things. Like you can put a picture of something and it's gonna gravitate so much things, but you could write that same shit and just illustrate the picture, and nobody gonna pay attention to nothing that you said.
That's interesting.
I like the idea of gatekeepers. When we had more responsible journalists and not just people just came up with their own things. A lot of times, I think sometimes I get upset when I find myself arguing with somebody who's only talking about not fat.
Yes.
But yes, you guys are really something else.
Who only talking about
Facts.
That is a general consensus.
We're only talking about what they know and don't haven't put any educational background into it. That's what I think anyway. Sometimes, as far as common sense, like you said, it's not being taught. There's no diagram that we're going by. And in fact, you said, what age do you expect somebody just to be falling in line with what makes sense and what doesn't? Like for me to be getting mad at my son for constantly leaving the kitchen dirty, like to me that's like common sense, but to him he just don't get it.
Because you didn't teach him.
I don't even know if it's not a taught thing. It's like it's not a consequence behind it.
And I used to have to get up in the morning if I didn't clean up the kitchen. I didn't did my kids like this, so why the fuck would I expect them to be doing it?
Because you just be coming in at 5.
God damn it.
People are
I think
people are entertained by what they can relate to.
Hello.
That's what somebody
But
said.
I also think people don't have like no consequences to like their even if we're carrying bad information, somebody could see something on the internet and repost it, and then that shit'll go viral, and it'll be a total lie.
And the truth won't get circulated.
Yeah, the truth won't get circulated, so everybody is out here believing this lie, and it's like it's no consequence for that. It's no consequence for putting out bad information. It's no consequence for like anybody could say anything about anybody on the internet, and because it's a certain pool of people that don't like these people, they're gonna keep it going. It's no reprimand or anything.
I think now it's gonna change though.
Yeah, if people start standing up and doing what they're supposed to do as like a individual, like you have to stand up against it. Like you gotta go hard against it. So if you want your shit,
ain't that Facebook got in trouble?
Yeah, or if it ever was really trouble.
I mean, but they had to change a lot of shit though.
Do you think? I'm gonna ask you. Do you? Because I know I probably do it on the smallest venue or smallest platform in my brain or something. Do you think you change your thought pattern or your morals or values based on who's involved in it?
No.
You always stick to your guns?
Yeah, I had this conversation with my friend actually earlier today. I don't care if it's my friend. I don't care if it's my mama. I don't care who it is. If it's something that goes against my moral compass, I'll be like, hey, bro, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that, or take this down, or this, that, and the other. Like, I done actually got into it with my friends before. Like, yeah, you're wrong. Like, you shouldn't be treating this person that way. You shouldn't be treating them badly. We got into it for a little minute, but, you know, like, things gonna come back around all the time. And the person that do the wrong shit, they always come back to me later like, you was being a real-ass friend.
That's one thing I noticed about you is snappy or facade that you might be beefy or something like that. You're fair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Always.
But
If you right, you right. If you wrong,
Let me give you a prime example of today. Donald Trump just got 91 counts against him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It was
I got good.
It was 3 years ago. He was talking about locking Hillary up, and all the motherfuckers was up there chanting. Mm-hmm. Now that it's on him, and they straight got shit on, they like, well, that shouldn't be right. I'd be like, wait a minute. A minute ago, y'all was just saying this. It was all fun and games then when he was up there, when he didn't have no facts. But now when the shit come out, it's like people change. Like
seconds.
Yes, over something that.
If they the motherfuckers on the hot seat, then it's But when they trying to perpetuate something about somebody else, it's free game. Nah, I ain't with that. It's free game either way.
Yeah. So that's why sometimes it's be time to just shut the fuck up. Like if I know, like, man, Dirty did what?
Especially in politics.
I'm gonna be quiet. It ain't. I mean, it's political, but at the same time, what's right? If you say that you believe in this, you can't tell me that you about policing things, and then sometimes somebody who you know and you don't want to police it. So you all about policing the people who you know or who you don't know. And I think that's kind of like where the question goes. If you're gonna be on both sides of the fence, okay, we know where you stand. So I can't never really take your
word.
Yeah, for nothing, because you're gonna be on whatever side you want to be on
at that time.
At that time.
You know, you can't trust people like that.
No, not at all.
Okay, I like
because what's right is gonna be right by whoever did it.
That was a beautiful. Man, I like them different explanations.
Thanks, Dirty.
Appreciate it, Show Killer.
Thanks, Snoop Dogg.
Fat.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, my father said Snoop Dogg a podcast and he money bag. Yo, it's over for me.
What's the correlation?
We on the beach with the Corona. In Memphis.
We ain't hot no more.
In Memphis.
What were we talking about? Data. What up, though? As we fast want to go touch in, dive in on what you was talking about last week. In 2023, you think it's safe for kids to play with toy guns now?
No.
Or would you let your kids play with toy guns?
I've never let any of my kids play with guns in my house.
I'm glad to know that.
Never. Like right now, even to this, it's crazy because just like today, my son, they had a water gun fight because my son he old, he 18, and some of the water guns are still in my house. So my baby got it. Bang! I'm like, what you doing? Man, throw that shit away. My son, I want my water gun, bro. Throw that motherfucker away. Ain't no guns, no form, no fashion. Because I kind of feel like what happens is kids don't know just between a real gun and a fake gun. If you never even saw a gun get shot, I mean, I would think that most kids ain't watching people shoot guns on TV at a young age. Mm-hmm. So you would have to get it from playing with it in the house. Cops and rock. That came from cowboys and Indians. We don't do that shit no more. Ain't no more cap guns in our house. You know, they kind of got rid of all this shit. So, I mean, y'all know why I stand with guns anyway. But no, I don't let my kids. Oh shit, you can't even bring no gun in my house. You know what I'm saying? Like none of that shit. So no, you can't play with no gun.
What about you, love?
Yeah, I definitely don't think kids should play with. I mean, just what's going on right now, it's already enough. You know, you putting it in their hand and teaching them. I just don't think that's our environment and where we live and things that we got to go through. I don't think kids should play with guns.
What about you, love?
Okay. So I don't think kids should play with toy guns. I wasn't allowed to do that. At my old age, I wasn't allowed to do that with my father. But I do think we should teach children gun control, and they should be allowed to have real guns, and we teach them gun control. That's what, I mean, I grew up kind of like some country shit, but, you know, kids in my neighborhood had, like, guns and rifles and stuff. They went shooting deers and all type of stuff. So these like backwoods motherfuckers, them bitches you don't really gotta worry about no city white people, but the backwoods people, you gotta worry about them. If it's ever a revolution, they come and they strapped and they kids gonna know. So you need to teach your kids how to shoot and the importance of having a gun, the importance of gun control, and let them know that this is not a toy and how to use it. Cause shit, it could be somebody come in your house and your kid be the one that pop their ass. Cause I teach my nieces and nephews shoot through the door, and that's what I don't care if it's me. If you don't know who it is, shoot through the door.
Show killer.
Nah, I don't think no gun should be around the kids, man. Like T Love says, enough going on already. To have them the mind frame of, you know what I'm saying, already to shoot and kill and police and nah, I don't think that's a good look.
I don't believe it either, but I do kind of agree with her. I think we selling ourselves short on the basic understanding of what the gun is used for, and why it's just not a social thing to have. It's just not an attraction to have for social media. Like literally, you can die from this piece. But Caucasian people do teach their kids.
At what age?
They'll start at 8, 6, 7.
Like they start
like
young.
4,
No, I'm
5
saying
years
us.
old.
I'm not saying them.
I'm saying like
I'm saying us.
Us to teach them.
Us to teach ours.
Yeah, at least like 8, because the kids today are not the same kids that we had when we were younger. Like they're way more advanced, but it's like we get so tied up because we know we got all this black on black killing, or these kids are killing each other, but yet and still we've never took the responsibility to sit there and say, okay, this is a gun, this is what it's used for when they're younger. If you see this gun, you should not touch this gun. All we do is sit there and take pictures with them, and this is what they're seeing. So it seems like it's cool. It seems like it might not shoot. It just doesn't seem like it's something that can harm you. But yet we're losing so many. A little 11-year-old boy just shot an 8-year-old girl.
Twice in the same day.
Like crazy.
So I guess the question would. Oh, good job. I guess the question would be that when you saying teach them, are we teaching them how to use them, or what they not used for?
Both.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Both.
So that would mean that you would be bringing a gun into their life. I'm not even doing that.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
I'm not
but
even
that's
doing that.
but that's definitely a choice. But what I'm saying is we feel this way because we often every day have to deal with kids dying. We have murder since you were a little kid. Since you were a little kid, other people, they might not have the same type of life we have, so they don't have all their little cousins and they don't go to funerals as often as we might go to funerals. Okay. So their vision is different. So that the worst thing for them could be us.
Do you think? I mean, I don't want to go too far, but when this, because we was just talking about common sense, right? And most kids ain't got common sense. So if I'm, I'm just.
But that's what you just said. If you're
I'm just saying,
them.
like, but I don't think I want to be teaching you about a gun at 8 years old.
Yeah, but I don't want to teach. I don't want you to not.
I don't want to teach you about going to no funeral at 8 years old neither.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not putting you around a situation for a gun to be around you.
Yeah, but Fats, if somebody shows you what this gun is, break this gun down to you to the root.
You still a kid.
You're still. Again, we are not dealing with.
It's a guy that I follow on Instagram. His daughter is about 9 years old. She blindfold. She could take a whole gun apart and put it together.
I'm saying, but
I don't play with them. But if I play with them, I probably.
That's
would.
what I'm saying.
But I even said it to a friend of mine. A friend of mine keep catching her son with a gun. Like no matter what she do, no matter how many times he beat him, he about 13. No matter how many times she beat him, no matter time she.
And he
keep doing it. He keep doing it. I said, well, at this point, I feel like you should take him to the.
You gotta accept it.
And you gotta take him and have somebody show him how to use it, what it's for.
Right.
And, because evidently he's not going to stop. So
now,
I just did a different situation.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Now, I don't know if y'all remember a couple years ago, I posted Levi. He was listening to Jizzle Bucks, and he had the Nerf guns, and he was going crazy with the motherfuckers and shit. And I was like, it was funny. But this white dude who I was locked up with, he said some ill shit on my page. He said, man, that's probably where black kids be going through so much shit. And he after he said, he kind of backed up off of it. And because I was like, bro, you don't know nothing about black people to say no shit like that. But at the same time, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like we make light of a lot of shit that shouldn't be made light of. I think that knowledge of weaponry and knowing how to use them and knowing what they use for, as he used the old boy that he said got the daughter that can do it blindfolded, is because he give her education, and it's a serious education about how to do it. It don't be no playing like carry it, shoot it sideways and shit like that. So I think anything, when you around your children, you can instill in them the common sense around any environment on how to act with certain things. But as far as just having, like you said, just having toy guns around the house so you can bam, 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 that's probably not a good idea if you're not going to take the time to illustrate or demonstrate what you're supposed to do with them.
I think if you're a gun owner, then maybe you might want to show them, because you never know if they might get which they shouldn't be getting a hold of your gun.
Right.
But I guess at the age of 8, we saying, okay, now look, if you don't touch this, you don't none of this shit.
Because 8 is a great age to understand, especially now that they know definitely right and wrong. Period. And it's like you can trust them to go online. You can get them their own phone and hope that they're doing everything decent and in order. So you understand the value of what this age is at 8. So
damn.
And now that you're saying it to me, it sounds crazy.
Did they just try that kid for 8 years old who killed his mama? How old was he? 12.
He was 10.
He was 10.
I feel like a phone more dangerous than a gun.
They tried him as an adult.
You right.
Yeah,
the whole world is at your fingertips.
On a much larger scale, the phone is worse because you really can't control the phone.
Yeah,
it's hard to control the phone. But Damn,
it's funny. You know why you said that about the phone?
But that person, that little boy, he had like he got a disorder. He has like a disassociation disorder.
I think he was on the show when that happened too. He knew what he was doing.
I mean, he knew what he was doing, but he had a disassociation. So what he wanted in his mind was greater than like his relationship with his mother. Yeah, it's an actual thing. So he's in a sociopath. He's like in that.
Do we feel like that was okay to try him as an adult?
No.
What issues?
But that's something.
If any 10-year-old do that, they gonna say he got issues. We might just throw that out the window.
I mean, but yeah.
Anybody 10, they gonna say he got issues.
Yeah, I think they need like extensive mental.
Was he black or white?
Black.
I think they got a whole lot to do with it.
Yeah.
If he was white, we probably wouldn't give a fuck. Like we just had
I would have known about it.
I know you would have known about it. I mean, he killed her over a game.
And bought the game afterwards.
Then he went and bought it.
Right. Yeah, after he clapped her ass.
And while he been in, after he was in jail, he was wondering when he was gonna get out to play his game. Like she said, the word to use, disassociation.
Ain't that kind of rough to be like 10 years old? Like your life damn near over.
I mean, he doesn't associate his life. He doesn't know.
He doesn't even understand the severity of what
because
he's
so you think
his mental disorder is
but
not
being locked up can't be the answer.
It's not. Especially in a place where they're not truly reforming you for anything.
You can try this adult at 10. Like, where does this stop? It
got to
be something
in
to be like
mental institution more so.
And I don't think he in jail. I don't think they should have tried him.
He need that light they got on MIB that just boop, just flash him.
But how do you like this? Like when do you?
10.
I mean, even at 10, I'm just saying like. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I look at my my son like, bro, like, what you on? Like, I'm not gonna fuck you.
Not at 10.
I'm saying still, like, do you gotta wait for them to do something like before you like, hey, don't do that? You know
what we do often too is we ignore red flags, and we're not interested in taking our kids to get help, or finding help, or talking to somebody. We have a problem with that, and I'm sure that young little boy showed plenty of signs that he needs some help.
Yeah, even his grandmother has said like she has stopped coming around, but I think black people need to take mental health very serious. Like it's nothing wrong with getting a therapist. It's just a unbiased person to talk to, and you know
a lot of times people can't afford therapy too.
It's a lot of free options.
Yeah, they do.
So they need to know. We had somebody on the show that did that a couple of times.
Even sometimes to see, like, if y'all, this is free information. Like the city of St. Louis, if you're going through anything or like have different things or something, contact the city of St. Louis. They might be able to pay for your therapy.
Urban
they gonna give you a gun. Come down here and get your gun in your vest, boy. What about her, boy? How old are you, left? Here, boy. Sign this right here.
They taking a bill up for my therapy right now, so it be different circumstances and situations where you could get the city of St. like your city, your metropolitan city, to pay for your therapy. So.
Man, we're gonna take a slight break. When we come back, we're gonna bring Dana Christian to the table, talk about this writer's strike in Hollywood and the things he's been up to after being behind the camera in St. Louis for the past forever years.
Right.
So
forever.
Who was that again?
Do a little Frisco cocaine going before we get out of here. I try to keep it local.
Baby, move it this way. Why you keep my phone swinging? 5'6", thick as shorty got away about her. Ain't no secret, she legit. I came here to see about her. Going hard then, brought a honey bun and that brought a bag, look baby. I don't cry, baby, talk cash to a style young like the baby. On her like young thug when I gonna. Smoked out like Shakari when I run her. I get rowdy rich in that box whenever I wanna. And I wanna. Ooh, you know you got it, girl, you got it bad. Call you my lady, starting today. Girl, I got plans for you. I'm a fan of you. All of that, shawty, look at you. Body like a Coke bottle. Coke bottle. Got me swerving in that Hellcat. A full throttle. Ain't no question where them bands at.
Damn, the Coke bottle look over like that fast? I don't know why he did that shit, but I guess that was the
That's what it got.
That was the commercial version of Coke bottle.
That's the one T Love got in Prime 55 when he wants y'all last call. Like that nigga, the song ain't even
You
over.
hear me? So
2 for 1 till this song go off.
at the table we got right now is Dana Christian, man. First of all, I want to give him a studio round of applause.
Give him a proper one.
Now, I can't give him all the titles. We got to tell us about all his titles, man. So let me start off, man. What's going on, man? First of all, thanks for coming up to What Up Doe Radio. I've been trying to get him up here for a couple weeks, but he's been giving back. So
yeah. It's been a lot going on, man. Just first of all, I appreciate y'all reaching out. You know what I'm saying, and staying persistent or whatever. I wanted to make sure it happened because, like I said, I've been on y'all guys, seeing y'all around for a minute. So just out of the respect level, I was like, you know what, they doing something, so let me come, hey,
Bless
my
us,
voice.
Dana. Bless us. Thank you.
Yeah. But before I really get into that, though, so y'all done with the gun topic thing?
No, come on.
no, we ain't got to be done, but I want to hear a little bit more about you before we gonna go back to that.
Okay, yeah, because I got something to chime with that, and things I'm involved with that was along those lines as well. But a lot of people may know, you know what I'm saying, I've been around St. Louis City for a minute and just all over, just doing my filmmaking thing. It's been like, close to 25 years, starting next year, I think.
Okay.
I've been doing the filmmaking journey. I started off doing a music video show here locally. And then the guy to my right, I think y'all left maybe, I don't know what the position is on y'all screen. He managed just a group of people that some people may know, called the St. Lunatics or something like that. Yeah. So they
Something like
find out something new about you every day, bro.
Damn, I'd never known that.
He's famous.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying, like they reached out, they used to kind of like watch my show, kind of knew about the show and things of that nature. So
What was the name of the show?
the show was called Fat Clips.
Loved
Yeah, I
it.
noticed Kevin Johnson put you in the top 50 things of hip hop.
Yeah.
Before St. Louis, he had Fat Clips in there.
Yeah. So we had that show actually. It was founded by a partner of mine, Dwayne Randall, and by me coming in, actually I was making the transition from the previous university I was at back home, because I changed my major from architecture to media communications. And I've always been a fan of hip hop. Like, I tell people, like, man, hip hop, that's like my religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I embraced it, all the elements, and just being engulfed in that. I was asked, like, yo, bro, like, I changed my major, man, you need some help with the show? And he was like, yeah. And the timing of things just kind of just worked out. And within a month's time, man, he kind of like just walked away from the show and left it to me. Wow. Because it was in good hands, he felt. You know what I'm saying? I was producing it and was able to take it to the next level. And then in that level, I was connecting local artists in the mix with the national artists that we was interviewing. Like I said, one of those groups happened to be the St. Lunatics. And then from there, T Love, he really was instrumental in saying, hey, look, I want you to come out on the road, start documenting the guys' journey, because it's really picking up. And he didn't lie. It picked up, and we see where it is today. And then that led me to working with all the local artists, Chingy, Jaquan, you name them or whatever, Jibs, and being the casting director for a lot of the music videos, and then actually getting the music video director bug. Went on do some amazing videos for a lot of artists. Yo Gotti did songs and videos that Bun B and Trey Songz was featuring, stuff with Johnny Gill, Genuine, then of course Murphy Lee, Chingy, and all those guys. And but then there always was a storytelling element about what I was doing, because I noticed like those was the music videos I gravitated towards, the ones that had concepts and the ones that had stories, and that naturally progressed me to like doing what I'm doing now, filmmaking and documentary. So that's like kind of like the short version, because story's kind of out there, so a lot of people can know a little bit about the background, but just for those who don't know, that's how I kind of got involved and started.
As you speak on the filmmaking, I understand, didn't you just complete a film like in the past couple of months ago?
Yeah, I did a film earlier this year, a feature film called The Blood Brothers. I paired up with a screenplay writer. It was an author turned screenplay writer, Brenda Hampton. It's like a best-selling author in the urban literary world. She was started out doing screenplays with a lot of other authors. And they was doing this movement out of Detroit. It's like, and it's still going on right now, which that whole Tubi movement,
Right.
It's like Detroit got that on lock.
Man, they ain't playing.
Yeah, and she written like about like at the time, like before we did our movie, like about 7 or 8 of these movies. Some you all may know or whatever. And then she wanted to bring that energy back home to St. Louis. So people kept saying my name kept coming up, and we linked up, man, and we did this incredible film, man. Like, I don't want to say too much about it, but you know what I'm saying? I don't like toot my own horn, but after the screening, everybody kept saying, like, bro, like, this ain't a typical Tubi movie.
Let me ask you a question. So, was it ever a time, I'm not saying you might feel this way, but that you feel like, hey, man, I made it. Like, I really can make a living doing this. Was it like a certain point in your life, like, hey, I can make a living straight doing this?
You know what? It was. It was a couple of moments. I have some moments. Like, one moment was a moment with, like, back when the St. Lunatics were doing their photo shoot, and I had a opportunity. I was speaking to one of their marketing reps over Urban Marketing. Her name was Jackie Reinhardt, and we just chopping it up, just casual, and we just looking at the fellas, and they was just doing their thing, interacting. I was like, man, just their energy, how they coincide with one another. I'm like, man, this need to be documented and shown.
How long ago was this?
This was that St. Lunatics album that came out in.
That was a joke.
I know, like, it's been a minute. But anyway, it's like we were just sitting there just tripping off the camaraderie at the time of how they was coinciding. I was like, man, like, this needs to be like packaged up and like showcased to everybody, because people kind of know who Nelly is now, but people don't know like where he fit in and where everybody else fit in their parts. And she was like sitting back thinking, and she was like, I like that. And she was like, you know what? Hit me up on Monday and send me some numbers. So, you know, you hear that industry talk.
What was the numbers about?
Huh?
No, I'm saying like you were supposed to make that happen.
Yeah, well, like, you know, she wanted me to like let's talk numbers to see how we can make this happen. So we talked numbers, and the numbers was good, and it was enough to kind of get me to get my first camera and my first editing machine.
Do you think there's a reason?
Yeah, I thought I could make it then.
Why?
Guess you did.
Like, we've never seen a St. Louis tale on film, like a real St. Louis. Like, they got the ATL. BMF is doing like a Detroit, whatever, little gravity, or any city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Minister Society, Boyhood, all these, whatever. We have a lot of history here.
Yes, we do.
Do you think there's any reason why no one has ever took the time to write an actual depiction of St. Louis that made sense?
Well, you know, I think what it is, for one, the resources. The resource at the time, it wasn't viable, and we didn't have I'll be honest with you, the production level. It wasn't here. We always was able to do like sports news, mid-tier commercials, and then a lot of our good talent left. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got guys from East St. Louis, Hutland Brothers. They were House Party, all these big Boomerang.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But where they go, they had to move to Hollywood. So nobody really was able to foster that energy and keep it here to fully embrace it.
Does somebody need to come back?
Well, I don't think nobody need to come back. We got what we need now.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. He right here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He right here.
One of the reasons I asked that, because I watched the show, I've been watching, I watched it, and I noticed that every character on there is from Chicago. Every person, except for every now and then, especially Angela Bassett was on there. But
and what's called Emmett, he's not from originally. I don't think he's originally from Chicago.
I'm not
He
sure.
like the main character now, ain't he?
Pretty
Take a Lattimore.
Yeah.
J.B. Lattimore?
Yeah, I don't think he's from Chicago.
Okay.
Well, he act like it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it is a lot of.
It's a lot of, but Leah,
Close enough.
what's her name? Leah.
Lena Waithe.
Yeah, she's from Chicago.
Yeah,
though. So she made it her business to be like, I'm gonna tell me a Chicago story, and I'm gonna include Chicago people to keep it as authentic as I can.
Yeah.
Does that sound like something that you might be doing?
Of course, that's what that's totally what I'm doing, because I always believed in my city. That's one reason why I stayed. I mean, I could have left years ago and played in a whole different sandbox, but something kept me here, and it usually was because I saw a glimmer of hope, or the opportunities just kept coming in front of me that I didn't have to leave. And now, I always tell people I kind of was ahead of my time with my thinking with certain different things or whatever, just the way I maneuver or do things and concepts and stuff. And it felt like I'm a little bit too far ahead, so it just quite didn't catch on. Like when I was putting like recap videos of the club on YouTube. It's like, okay, I wasn't doing it, but now everybody YouTube. Even when I was like working with like all the artists or whatever, like, and had a video camera with them, documenting with them. Other artists wasn't doing that.
Right.
And then, but now you look at like our artists, we need content. We got our video guy. was doing that back then, like in the early 2000s.
If you were to do a St. Louis, which you might not want to say, would you do it more of a Tubi type, the Shy type, or would you kind of look like I'm gonna do the better part of St. Louis? I want to do the gritty part. Like how would you go about doing it?
You know, I'm a storyteller, so it's like it really whatever the story calls for. Like this movie that had the Blood Brothers. I mean, it's a St. Louis movie. Well, we did it all in St. Louis. Put it like that.
Oh, really?
So the majority of our cast, St. Louis. All crew, St. Louis. Filmed everything, St. Louis. We used T Love's restaurant for a scene, St. Louis. So it's like, but we showed parts of St. Louis to where it felt like
another song we don't know about T Love again.
Okay. You know, but I made it in the sense to where it wasn't so in your face. It's like it just feel like a movie that everybody can embrace. Because one thing you have to realize is like when you have something out on a platform that's like national, like Tubi, you want to make sure everybody can relate to it. So I want everybody to kind of relate to it. But then I want to start reeling in and start saying, okay, is this a story right here that we can like highlight that features St. Louis and do it in an authentic way? But no, I do actually I do have a dope concept and ideal with some people here that's.
Is it a real big casting call? You kind of already know who you be wanting in your mind already.
But me, I like to kind of have people in mind already, because I did like I said, being a casting director, I kind of have done that, and I've seen how they can go haywire. It's good for the buzz, but I like to get right to work. So if I can figure out, okay, I want to use this person right here, this person be a good person, but then I still do a casting because sometimes you don't want to miss new talent or just unforeseen opportunities of people.
If you need a pimp in your movie,
okay,
call Dirty.
Okay. Got that pimp hand strong.
He got that big hand, man.
Something over here, man. I'm gonna put you on.
No baby powder needed.
I'm gonna put you on.
No baby powder.
I'm gonna put you not on blast, but put you on the spot a little bit. Give me a pitch for a St. Louis movie right now. If I'm like, I'm the gatekeeper that's gonna determine if you're gonna make this movie or not. Give me a pitch.
See, I don't want to give away my idea.
No, don't do that one.
Okay. I mean, because all the ones I got, I mean, this a St. Louis movie. You know what? It's something. I probably would do something on the origin. It may be like one of those movies of the origin of how we speak, and then how it sounds so foreign to people.
I got my record on.
And it'd be some type of like maybe like a a fantasy or some type of comedy or something. You know, where this person, you know, everybody, you know, probably is making fun of this person the way they speak, but then this way they speak is actually their superpower, and it's a way for them to communicate.
Okay, you going too far.
So
you going too far.
Yeah, that was a little.
You know y'all a little strike. You don't went too far.
How you feel about the strike right now in Hollywood?
Man, I got so many thoughts about that.
Pros and cons.
The pros is one of the things is like collective bargaining is always great.
No, you drinking?
You know.
Y'all drinking?
I'm good. Appreciate it. Yeah.
I gotta put a love.
I'm gonna drink out the country. That's in country liquor.
Got that Casamigos over there, boy. Ooh.
Shout out to Benny Red, man. But go ahead.
Yeah, but
Benny, man.
But yeah, but with the strike, man, like I said, collective bargaining when it comes down to unions and just going to the table as a unit, that's always a great thing because it's power in numbers. But here's the thing. This is the thing with it. I got to give y'all a little history lesson. We'll give people a little history lesson. So I don't know how many people understand how unions was kind of like truly formed, but they really came about after the Civil War. And people would think like, oh, okay, well, the Civil War was about, you know what I'm saying, freeing of the slaves. And it wasn't. It was about money. It was about, I'm going to keep it in hood terms. It was about them boys in the South was getting their free labor and getting their bag. And the boys in the North, they was hustling and bustling and using their people, working them in them factories or whatever. And they wasn't seeing as much money. Like, yo, y'all got to cut this out down here because we trying to catch up.
Right.
Then they go to war. They realize mostly we fighting against each other. So after the whole Civil War ended, like pretty much like a year later, that's when unions kind of came about because people like folks in them sweatshops, they still working hard. They're like, look, y'all working us like them now. We got to do something about this. So it's like, you know what, y'all right. So let's come together with this agreement and we're going to do this bargaining. But we're going to keep immigrants out, we're going to keep women out, and we're going to keep the black folks out. So after that, we started seeing a rise in like heinous crimes and activities that was more leaning towards, because pretty much they was still unhappy that black people was free. So it's like, you know, what can we do to still contain them and kind of keep them out the mix?
Let them in.
So now we couldn't get in the unions, but we can put them in this criminal situation. Now the prison system just boom, skyrocketed. So that's why I have like kind of a bittersweet thing with these unions, is because like I know the true history of how that unfolds. I see the benefits, and let me say this. Let me disclaimer. Let me say this up front. I stand with my writers, my actors, everybody in this community, cause I understand like it's hard to be a creative and make your money in this. And yes, we need to negotiate and need to bargain, but also we have to be careful how we align ourselves, because sometimes we can put ourselves in a situation that we can't get out of. It's almost like a gang, right? You join this gang because they say, yeah, man, it's a friend, it's a family, we got your back. But sometimes you may get in a situation to where you got to ride on somebody you know, a family member, because they're on the other side. So are you gonna do that? But you with this gang, so now they looking at you like, so what's the play? And that's how it kind of is with this union situation. They like, look, we all going on strike. You can't make no money. So you with us or not? And I feel like that's cutting out people's freedom, because the people at the top, they still gonna eat. The top writers, they getting residuals. You know what I'm saying? The top producers, they getting residuals. All that stuff. But it's the ones in the middle and the ones on the bottom that's scraping. Those the ones that's truly hurting. And those are the ones I feel sorry for. So I'm not gonna say I never join the union, but I like my freedom. I like my independence.
Do you have a choice?
Yeah, you have a choice.
I'm saying, like, if you wanted to do, let's say, Angelina Jolie came to you. It's like, you know what? I like what you've been doing with Tubi. I want you to over and write this $50 million movie. So at that point, it's kind of like, I'm not saying, yeah, you got a choice.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, I got to go with the Screen Actors Guild people now, because I'm just saying,
that position.
If you want to make some money, can you still stay the way you are right? I'm not saying no.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I compare it to like the record industry. It's like you can make more money independent in anything because there's no cap, but you got to understand the business of it and how to position it. Yeah, they're gonna do some different things that kind of. Well, I know back then they could to really like blackball you or not really get you out there, because they controlled everything. But you got to remember, like what y'all doing now, like years ago, like 10, 15 years ago, podcast wasn't a thing. But now people can get mics, people can be out there and be seen and heard. You can do the same thing with your movies.
I was with a couple Tubi. I hate to just keep labeling them Tubi actors.
Detroit actors.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Detroit actors.
It's a genre now, so.
Tubi is good.
So
they got commercials. Nigga.
Tristan was like, I can't remember his last name, but he was in the movie. I can't. Like they call him Scott in the streets, but he was saying, like, as a business, he kind of understand why the upper echelon would be like, here we gonna feed this AI program and tell them write this movie like Steven Spielberg would.
Yeah.
And that cuts out Steven Spielberg from writing movies, because I can get something just like you.
Yeah.
You should maybe explain that part about really the AI part.
The AI part.
Yeah. See, AI is when new technologies come in, you have to look at them from a lot of different ways. AI it's a crazy thing. Like some of the editing software I use have AI based technology, which I love. You know what I'm saying, in a sense. But when it comes to the point to where it's like you repurposing something and cutting out of another person in their work. But let me just backtrack. First of all, it's an attack on human life right now.
Right.
Just humanity. And this AI thing is just a beginning step of that. We had other things in 2020 that was leading towards that I'm not going to get into. But so that's the bigger thing we need to be aware of. But
how does that? Well, okay, if that's the bigger thing, how does that have a bigger impact than? Is that like a throw off Hollywood comparing to what actually could be happening as far as the impact of AI in our natural society and the damages it can put on our community or our society?
Well, yeah, it is. It's something that we really need to be aware of, because the less people that we have, just the more opportunities. But it's something that's kind of, you got to realize before anything is really presented to the public, especially through the government or anything like that, it already has been being tested and going through all type of trials and stuff before we get it. You know what I'm saying? So this thing has been going on for quite some time. So now it's just like, okay, we're gonna start spoon feeding them and getting them used to it, just like tracking devices, our cell phones. You know what I'm saying? We slowly start growing to these different things or whatever, like going back from social security numbers and things like that. We all being tagged and labeled. So this is just a progression of that. But the good part about it is it can speed up some of the workflows, but the bad part, like especially with the writer thing, it's like, man, it really is cutting off a lifeline to some people that are really talented. But then when you start looking at like the numbers game as far as a business, or people just trying to really get in that don't know how to write, they're like, look, I'm not a strong writer, but I need something, so let me go to this program and make this happen.
What exactly is it?
But AI is artificial intelligence.
Right.
Basically, what it is, it's anything that can emulate what a human basically can do in so many words. So they have like ChatGPT. They have
So it's a program.
It's programs. It's pretty much the
Who
software.
makes the program?
Humans.
Yeah,
That's
us.
Humans.
It's
I'm
always
saying
us.
so any one of us can make an AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
How
can.
the fuck do you do that?
They actually will. You can go Google it.
Go to a class when I worked for the Fed. They pay for me to go to
Pause.
MIT.
You went to MIT?
I took classes
No,
at
he
MIT.
said you went for the feds. Pause.
Well,
Say
no, I
little
worked
post-
at the Federal Reserve Bank.
Okay.
So I took classes at MIT, and one of them had to do with AI software and how it like funnels into banking and stuff like that. And when I looked at that stuff, I said, "This is some iRobot shit."
Yeah, it is. It really, really is.
You went to
I wanted
MIT?
I took classes at MIT. Anybody can if you got the money to. But my job paid for it.
Money. MIT is MIT.
I want to
damn.
go back to when you just said as far as shortcuts. So when you think about AI, you think about some of the personalities that we have that we listen to sometimes, and we know they didn't take the footsteps that they told you to take, like go to school, and this, and get your communications degree, your blase, blase. So now we have people. I think that's what brings AI to like, damn, we could do this, because we got people who we listen to all the time that didn't go through the same building blocks that we told people to go through. Like sometimes it don't even make sense to go to school for communications. Is all you gotta do is be silly. You know what I'm saying? People start listening to you.
Yeah, not for real. You're right. You know, and it's a classic point I always just tell people. I was like, I tell girls, don't show your body, don't be over sexual, and guys, don't be class clowns, because you never get nowhere in life. But then you see reality shows. Now you see OnlyFans, and they looking back like,
What's OnlyFans?
you know what? It's an AI program. You know, so it's like,
Oh, they have a AI. They have like a influencer, a social media influencer that's really, really attractive. A black girl. She's totally AI.
You can't tell?
No.
Nope.
oh, wow.
Nope.
So this
And
some
she's
freaky
getting
shit.
deals.
It's like-
she getting deals off of whoever behind her getting deals.
Wow.
Off of social media deals. Off
You know, it's like they were saying that the AI people have copied people's voices.
Yeah, I
like
see.
tried to get kids. Or,
Because that wasn't me last week on the show. That was AI. but can't we control that though?
No.
You know,
at this point,
I'm saying.
clearly.
I'm just thinking. If we were saying we're not doing nothing or support nothing with AI, wouldn't it go away?
No. Look at
It'll
Siri.
come-
Siri is AI. If you say, "Hey Siri,"
Alexa for you.
"Hey Alexa,"
No, Google for me.
"Hey
Or
Google,"
whatever, same
yeah,
thing.
that's AI.
I love
That's AI.
her.
Yeah, that was the beginning stages. They spoon, like you said, spoon feed you.
Yep.
That's AI.
and you become so
I'm
attached to it that it's hard to get away from.
Well, I ain't gonna stop my AI. No.
Yeah, I was talking to Isaac Keys, and he was telling me
To who?
Isaac Keys, the player Power.
Yeah.
He said that they can, like, say for instance, Power, he could do multiple scenes in there, and they wouldn't even need him no more.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the fight.
Like they can have for the rest of the season, they can just.
But the thing
Well, they
about
have
it
to pay
is-
him for his likeness, right?
I don't think so.
You know, but-
I think so. That's one of the things. I think that's why.
That's
it's
why they
such
on
a
Contracts
big-
tight.
Yeah.
But see,
Put it on
that
strike.
all goes to
Because
negotiation.
they said they didn't know about the AI at first before they signed their
Same
contract.
contract.
That's why-
But that shit wasn't in there. Now y'all putting this in there like, hold up.
The same thing with streaming. What happened with streaming? A lot of people when they did these deals,
See?
they didn't
Streaming wasn't a
know that
thing.
streaming was going to be a situation. So now you have artists signing standard record contracts
streaming.
that that, you know what I'm saying, from back in the day, just like they ain't including streaming. So I was like, how y'all really making money?
But it just mean, let's say if it was Dougie Fresh. It's like, bro, when I signed this deal, it wasn't no, I signed the deal with Casamigos 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's streaming, I ain't getting under that. That's why I'm going to stop right now and go back to the table. And I feel like that's why they don't, that's the main reason why they don't strike.
Yeah. And it's a time limit with that as well too.
It's, money is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what Nicki Minaj
Money
said.
is a
Because when
motherfucker.
when Nicki came out, it was no streaming. But you know, she's problematic anyways. But Nicki said that she would have been a major multi-millionaire because all of her stuff was going like triple platinum stuff, like just from what was it? LimeWire.
Yeah,
LimeWire.
Yeah.
But it was no thing back then, and there was no way to monetize that back then.
And they weren't interested in informing anyone that was coming
Is
through,
that kind
that
of
they was
why
getting all that money.
we seeing people sell their catalogs now?
Yeah, because now, and also like re-putting out that catalog. Drake put out that Take Care package or something like that. And then Nicki came back and she did all of her old stuff from when it was like Itty Bitty Piggy on there or something. And it was like only 2 new songs. But they're re-putting back their catalogs that had already went extra super viral.
You can sell for like 5 years, can't you? It ain't got to be forever, do it.
Yeah,
You can license them.
That's more like a license. You sell it,
it's gone.
Standard deal like 30 years.
Oh, 30. So I had just seen Charlamagne. I might have been caught at the wrong, but he was talking about what Nelly did. His was like, well, he only did it for like 5 years. So I don't know.
So that's a licensing deal.
Yeah, I might have been saying the wrong thing.
Nah, his a little more deeper than licensing. The ones that you seeing now, they a little deeper than that.
Yeah.
Watch Vlad. We on episode 7. Ali breaking down.
So you want to say something about guns earlier?
It was an interesting topic that y'all brought up or whatever. I did I can't even say an anti-gun campaign, a gun awareness campaign. It was a conjunction with my buddy Kevin Bryant. So the city of St. Louis supposed to have been on this whole thing about like how can we do something to bring awareness to gun violence, and we came up with this idea. A lot of you all may know, the rap artist Huey. He lost his life to gun violence in 2020. And so my buddy Kevin was like, what can we do? Because a lot of this is affecting that type of demographic. He was like, stop, lock, and drop. He was like, man, you know what? Let's do a stop, lock, and drop it campaign. Where you stop, think about what you're doing before you pull the trigger. Lock your gun up and keep it out of the way of harm of kids. And then sometimes you need to drop the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And walk away. You know what I'm saying? Because it costs your life or your freedom.
That's pretty cool.
You know what I'm saying? We had a dope campaign going or whatever, man. We did PSAs for it and everything. And I hate to put our city on blast, man, but I ain't going to say who or what, but some people in the higher ups in the city said this isn't working. They want to make it more gimmicky. They want to really make it like rappy. Like, we like, nah. They was trying to really play off of.
Do you think we need to start saying names? Like, hey, stop bullshitting dude or girl or lady or whoever.
But you know what? You have to be careful with that sometimes because some of these people, they do hold a level of they hold a level
importance.
Of importance, and then also access that you may need along the lines. So that's why I just lumped it up. Like some people are not, you know what I'm saying, higher ups in the government and things like that, and working in some of these organizations.
So they stopped you.
So you can't.
Guns.
It's like
no, they didn't stop. We put it out, but they didn't
get to support.
They didn't
support it like they were supposed to. And I'm like, this don't make sense because I show like I literally went to people in the streets that I know that was living this life, and they was like, bro, this is powerful. But luckily, you know what I'm saying, I entered it in the local Emmys this year, and it's nominated. So the series.
What's the local Emmys?
Well, you know,
there we go, another one.
What's the local Emmys? You know what it is? You know what the local Emmys is? Why the fuck we knew you was gonna know?
He's being honored.
You know, they gonna call, hey fag, it's the washer pull up. We like T-Lo got, we here with a white t-shirt on. He got a whole suit on. We like, you saw us pull up, look. All right, I'm like, my bad, I'm getting out. He walk out with this. What the fuck? I can't fuck with this dude no more, bro. Yeah, that came. This loves. He's got
yeah, they have Emmys in every region.
No, we're not.
Do you is there a point? What's your point or your scratch line where you trade your idea for access?
Meaning like Like
you know how people get put in 360 deals because they just want to be a part of something. So they give everything just so they can be in. Do you have a point where you're like, no, I cannot let this go? Or is there a point where, because I know, like you said, money is money.
You know, I have some projects I hold near and dear to my heart, but some I'm like, you know, I could let that one go. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing about me, man. I always got ideals. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just give away something that I feel that can really be life changing in lineage. Because you know, we don't come from like trust funds. So if I have something I know, like, you know what, this could be like generational changing that I kind of hold near and dear. So I'm like, you know what, let me not expose, but maybe these 2 or 3. What's up? You know what I'm saying?
Is it an artist? I guess that you was like, man, I really didn't expect them to like working with them was like the best shit ever, or wasn't the best thing ever? It's just like somebody you worked with, like, man, I was feeling this person.
You know, I've had a great experience with almost everybody I work with. Everybody
Was you ever
has
expecting somebody not to be somebody who they was? Let's say that.
I have to really think about that.
Oh yeah, I just.
What about this?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to really think about that because, yeah, like I say, everybody I pretty much kind of work with.
So even with all the rappers, you always thought they was gonna be like the same type of person. You're like, man, this dude was laid back as fuck. Like he wasn't who you think he was off the camera.
Or this was a fucking loser.
Right. You gotta feel like, man, I thought she was gonna be cool. Man, this bitch.
Yeah. But the one thing I realized is, like, people put a lot of these artists on high pedestals, but once they get amongst their own, they do the same ratchet, whatever shit that
That's what we kept talking about earlier.
Yeah.
About us putting people on pedestals and we don't even know them for real.
Yeah.
And when they do some shit, we be riding with them like that was some dumbass shit you did.
Yeah. You know. Okay, so it was a moment. So back, I had my music video show, or whatever. You gonna laugh?
No, I don't want to laugh.
No. Tribe Called Quest is in my top 3 like rap group ever, right? So they were in town and we had an interview set up with them. We was hanging out with Fife all day, you know, took him to the mall. Q-Tip was nowhere to be around. But then when it came time to do the interview, Fife was like, I'm tired, because he had, you know, he's diabetic. So he's like, I'm tired. Q-Tip still didn't show up. So Jerobi and Ali Shaheed Muhammad did the interview. These are like 2 of the ones that people really people know.
I was gonna say, who the fuck are they?
Jerobi had an actual son that played for the Rams. That was
That's because you know people personally.
What you say?
You know the people. You know the people.
No, I was a football fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really did though.
What was his son name? Exactly. Come on, let's go.
You
No,
think about True Go from
True Go from De La Soul.
De La Soul.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
one of them, they all together.
Yeah.
So they did
all
the show. They did the
Yeah,
show.
so they did the interview, but I'm like, man, I'm like, how the fuck they not gonna do the interview? I'm like, first of all, they opening up for the Beastie Boys, and like, you know, they know like people come, they fuck with our show, but then come to find out later on, they announced that they was breaking up. It was gonna be their last. Yeah, so then I was like, at the time
They
I
was
was in my
beefing.
feelings about it a little bit. I'm like, man, it's messed up, but then I'm like, you know what? Okay, they going through something. So it was understandable. So that was kind of one of the ones that kind of threw me off a bit.
I bet you Q-Tip kind of. This was already in Q-Tip. Like he can do some other shit.
That's what's funny to
Like
me
going this
about
way.
celebrities. They just us. They
Yeah.
just
Fuck sneeze.
famous.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
say
saying?
that all the time.
Like they do. You can count on them to do some dumb shit and make the news. Imagine if the camera followed us. Like, that boy crazy. Like, they be on some all bullshit.
They talking about you.
Okay.
But you know who was one of the realest artists? I mean, we met some really, really dope artists, but one of the realest ones that was dope to me was Lil Jon. Because, like, Lil Jon used to be heavy in St. Louis back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I never forget. I'm walking through the French Quarters. It was when the Rams was playing against the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, way back then. I heard somebody yell, Dana. Out of nowhere. I'm like, who the hell is that?
Okay.
Yeah, and it was Lil Jon.
I got a Lil Jon story too.
Okay, what's your Lil Jon
Do
story?
you know how I met Lil Jon?
How you meet him?
We had the Do or Die CD. Do you wanna ride?
Yeah.
On the back of it, it was Lil Jon. Who you with?
Yeah.
Who you with? I was at the Palace then. And Master D was like, man, this other song on the other side, this motherfucker hitting. We got to play in it. Who you with? I say about 4 months later, we brought Lil Jon to the Palace. Like, Wasn't no Lil Jon in St. Louis. It was on the backside of the Do or Die.
Yeah.
He was cool as a motherfucker.
Man,
like, I ain't
super
gonna
cool.
lie. Dude was
Yeah.
cool. He didn't act like, he wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't none of that.
And he's very smart.
Yeah.
He's like, should have went to.
There goes a
Yeah,
fat
medical
story we never heard before.
Right.
I
got a few.
The first one I met T Love, right? I ain't got nothing. DT, I know we asked you before, what's the artist you ever met that you was like, what the fuck, or hey, I love you?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Well, tell us
But
what
I
you
am on a Q-Tip song. He did talk about me.
You
See,
a
I
vibrant
wasn't
thing?
gonna say nah.
You a vibrant thing?
He did a song called
I forgot. It was on the Love Movement. Wasn't it on the Love Movement CD? Yeah, I remember that.
talked about St. Louis and everything.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and check that out.
You know,
Right. Not everybody was like it.
But see, here he gave her government name.
He did. He said downtown.
Now, you ever met anybody like
You
you
got
thought was the
Q-tips
shit
on?
and they wasn't?
We were like a couple.
Damn. Things you don't know about.
Don't do that, love, don't do that.
But not that I met them. Well, it wasn't that they wasn't the shit. It was just like when I did see, I was backstage of a Uzi show.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah, Uzi when he was at Made in America. And earlier that day, I had seen Jay-Z. He had rolled past the title stage or whatever. We had to clear out because we was like backstage, and it was like the baby was back there, Megan Thee Stallion was back there, everything. And then that night, we ended up hustling our way behind the Uzi stage. Tell me why Beyonce and Jay-Z was back there.
Time ago.
Just looking like regular fucking people. And they looking around to see our reaction to Uzi to see if it's some music they should be entertaining or like. So
Did you
I'm like,
speak?
nah, cause they was like off in a corner a little bit. But I did get a little. You weren't supposed to have your phone back there, but I did get a
We
little.
known for
Yo.
having your phone in the
You're
wrong
supposed
place.
to. What the
Supposed to
fuck?
have your phone. I ain't never not having my phone. That's why I keep two phones too, because
Take
it's
this
like
one.
y'all gonna take this one. Cause I've been in some NBA parties too. Y'all gonna take this one, but I'm gonna keep this one and I'm gonna slide it over and
She
show
might be in the
motherfuckers.
Vatican, like.
Feds.
Oh yeah, I was. I did take all them pictures in the Vatican. They have
Going to
military.
jail.
Hey, I
They
go
got
fight
military police in that motherfucker.
What the words of her is nothing to do with us.
And I did it twice. Fuck, once I did it
What'd
twice.
you say, DT?
They had. I snuck into. Me and my homegirl snuck into a party and it was VMA weekend, and we went through the parking lot. We went through this back elevator, right? As soon as we got there, the party was like 30 minutes and it was pretty much over. So we was going back out because everybody was leaving at the same time. So we said, fuck it, we gonna take the back elevator. So boom, we get on the elevator. Here go this big ass arm. Stop the elevator and open the door. The dude looked at the thing. He said, come on. Who gets on the elevator? Jay-Z. So me and my partner like, it's time. It's about to go down. Whatever we gonna say, bitch, say it now. Right when the door was closing, two white people came in. The lady came on. She said, oh my fucking God, it's Jay-Z. Oh my God, do you remember me? It was like, we were like on to, oh my God, it was like Texas. And then yada, yada, yada.
You didn't get to say shit.
We didn't get to say a motherfucking thing. Well, we was going to beat that white girl up. Like, you just stole our whole moment,
Hey,
man.
I got bum rushed in LA like that with Mariah Carey.
Oh.
So-
You got to see my right.
Look,
Mariah's amazing.
look. So my people, they do. Don't tell you. I remember this. Nelly was late on the show, so he opened up. It was like they summer jam. So I seen Murph. He's like, what you doing? I'm like, man, my people, they on Power 106, so I know everybody in this motherfucker. Had the little VIP green card. So Randy Jackson walked through the green. I was talking to who's playing the keyboard for Kanye West at that time.
Keyboard for Kanye West.
Yeah, he famous now. What's his name?
John
Legend.
Okay.
So they just had the concert here in St.
famous
Louis.
now.
Yeah, he famous now. At that time, John
nigga.
Legend wasn't nobody.
Right.
Yeah,
We was in the
he's
back
back
playing the
now,
fucking the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Just in the back, me, him, the Yin Yang Twins, just playing it. They know who the fuck I am, but I look good. I got some.
That's debatable.
Hey, so look, we playing the game. Hey, girl, is this motherfucker come off this thing? She get that. She get that. You know, look. So he would Romeo, that's my. He's like, I want you to meet somebody. So Randy come through the curtain. He's like, dude, what's up? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking to? He talking. I know. What's up, dog? I don't know who the fuck this is. He was like, dude, hold on. Meet Mariah. I'm looking like, that's Mariah Carey, nigga. And like, my whole, nigga, I had goosebumps. Nigga. I'm like, that's Mariah Carey right there. So I don't know whether to give her a 5 or a hug. So, you know, you kind of lean in. I'm like, she gave me a little hug. She was like the surprise
Headliner.
guest
Yeah.
for Summer Jam. She went on stage. I was like, damn, I just met Mariah Carey. I'm like, that shit was crazy. I should have grabbed a booty. I could have been Nick Cannon, nigga.
The only thing I got is
You could have never been Nick Cannon with that
Killer
side
did it to
part.
Rick James' daughter.
What?
You did what? You meant Rick James?
You did that?
Rick James' daughter.
Rick James, bitch.
Oh, I got a question before we get off there.
Cancun.
Right.
So
Everything is Cancun.
we went to so
was a mean thing.
there's a law or something that just passed
see that.
about tax credits and stuff for people who want to do movies and things.
Yeah.
And okay, can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, so Missouri, we used to have a while back, where we had tax credits basically. So if you spend a certain amount on your film, you can get a certain percentage of that deducted and back the following year for taxes. That went away, and that really discouraged a lot of people from coming here and making movies. Because at the time, we did have people come here to make some movies. I mean, it wasn't a lot, but we did have people to do that. But then the local filmmakers could take advantage of it when the time came about. So now, after years and years and years of oppressing, we finally got that law passed, and it actually it passed maybe like about a month now. But the beauty about it is, like I said, timing is everything. We did our movie at the top of the year, so they said like if you've done a movie within January of 2023 on down
In St. Louis?
in Missouri.
Okay, Missouri.
Yep, you can take advantage of the tax credits. So we'll be able to take advantage of the tax credits for this movie or whatever, which is a huge thing because we can leverage that money we get back in so many different ways.
They get to set the number.
Yeah, they get to set the number.
What
yeah.
is our number?
Our number? Well,
Low.
No. The number that you have to
not
spend.
necessarily.
I was hearing conflicting things. The one number that I kept hearing is like the movie has to be. Some people say like between like 50,000 or 100,000. So within that price
Is that a lot?
How do you? No.
Technically,
That's
what I was
for a
saying.
movie-
That's not a
technically
lot.
for a movie's not a
Because
lot.
I charge 20,000 to be in a movie.
A lot of
What's the benefit of that tax credit though? Like,
But what the benefit of a tax credit is, it allows you to, first of all, for somebody like me, I look at it like, okay, I don't have to cheapen out some of the things in my production because I know I'm gonna get a certain percentage back.
Right.
Also, the benefit is it brings value to tourism. Also, to your area, local businesses. Also, the crew. Things of that nature, because you have to utilize, in order to really take advantage of, you have to utilize mostly that crew from that state. Also, they have it in there, if you film like in rural or desolate areas, you get a certain percentage back as well, which can hint to like, we have a lot of texturized vacant areas in St. Louis and rural areas that
I like
really fit.
that adjective, texturized.
I think some of my damn hair. This nigga talking about me? You know the Casamigos, how you think? This nigga talking about me?
Get tax credit from here.
I'm pimping.
So yeah, it has advantages.
where's a
of that.
texturized area of St. Louis?
Texturized area could be
Lexington and
over there on Thecla.
Right.
Aldine.
What movie?
Oh, Aldine. Yeah.
What was some of the big movies shot here?
I believe it was I believe it was a George Clooney movie.
Yeah, I remember.
Air.
Running.
That was Air.
Yeah, Up in Air.
Up in
Up in Air. I think part of Escape from New York, way back in the day, Kurt Russell was in, I believe.
Yeah, they said that was shot in Union Station.
Yeah, they were
The
shot.
White
shot
Palace.
Yeah.
What's Craig's last name? Who did the movies too?
Thomas.
Craig. What's your
That
relationship
wasn't
at
here.
all?
Who?
You and Craig Thomas.
Which Craig Thomas?
It's not that good.
No, because Craig did a movie here.
He doing a lot of movies. First draft pick.
He did the first draft pick.
Oh, that was Matt Krent's movie. That was Matt Krentz. He was the filmmaker and the creator of that movie. I think I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, Craig. I think he ended up getting like a producer's credit for it. But yeah, but the creator of that movie was the guy Matthew Krentz. He was the writer and director. It's funny because he actually came to me about that movie because he needed some help with it or whatever.
No, you talking about the one with you ain't talking about.
I'm talking about the one with Hitman Holler in it.
No, you talking about the one with Jim McKinney.
Yeah, that was that one.
It was two different ones.
Yeah.
It was called
And Justin was in it too.
I thought it was the same one. I'm
because
Justin and them did Street Ball.
yeah,
Right.
Street. It was Street Ballers originally, but then when it I think went to like BET or something, the name changed or something. So I thought you were talking
So
about that.
Street Ballers, was that we thought Craig wrote?
The one that they shot on Highway 40.
Yeah, that was the guy he sang.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I'm talking about Craig. Do you know who we talking about yet?
yeah.
All right. What was the question?
What's your relationship like? Because I think they got like in the same field, and I would say two other people that I know that they do it. Like, do you have a relationship at all?
I mean, I know a lot of filmmakers or whatever.
In St. Louis?
Yeah, I know filmmakers. We have a lot of great filmmakers, guys, in St. Louis that like right now I have a buddy of mine, Bruce Carlton Cunningham. He's having a movie premiere at the coming out the Galleria really soon. It's called Unresolved. It's really dope. It's another young brother. I forgot his name. He does a lot of sci-fi type of movies. And also, like, if you just go to like the St. Louis International Film Festivals, I mean, you see tons of great filmmakers with opportunities. They just need those.
Well, these all St. Louis-based movies?
Yeah, all St. Louis-based movies.
You should tell them if they come on with the radio, they'll be popping.
Yeah.
That's all they got to do. Come on our show. They'll be jumping.
Yeah, no doubt.
Who used to be on the show?
They shot Trespass.
Oh, he's a filmmaker.
He's
Trap pastor.
Yeah, we fuck with Ezo.
We fuck with Ezo real tight. Yeah, that's my guy. Who would you suggest if you had a dope strip? Who would you suggest they give it to? You?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, give it to me. Yeah,
of course.
Let me get that.
That's what I said. If it was a lead actor, I will take that.
Yeah. Right now, we are actively looking for like people who have scripts. We're looking for. One thing I'm really looking for, I'm a big component of giving people opportunities, especially people of color and minorities, to have diversity. Because the one thing is, a lot of times I am on some of these bigger sets, and I am the only person of color. Right. So I want to see more of us in these positions. So all filmmakers and of all sorts.
Before we go, we had a thing about common sense. Okay. When you're on them sets, you're the only person of color. When it's somebody else of color, do you expect you be looking like, man, let's not do this? Does common sense ever come into the play like, man, this motherfucker just stupid?
I mean, I've been in situations like that in general from going back in high school. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I went to the high school I went to wasn't heavily populated.
What school was that?
I went to Bishop DeBerg.
Me too.
You went to Bishop DeBerg?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
No, on the north side, on the south side.
Right down Hampton. Yeah.
That's funny.
When he went to Bishop DeBerg, they knocked Cardinal.
They did what?
They knocked Cardinal in basketball.
With Jihadi them?
Yeah.
Because they gave us 50.
That nigga was nice. Don't let before he was film star, he was that nigga was
we was circling Bishop DeBerg. I'm scoring 30 that night.
He went 30. He D1.
Yeah, I put 30 up in they gym.
Well, don't say they gonna be
not 30. Let me get 32. I put 32 up in they gym.
I know that's right. I heard that along.
I'm Thecklin.
Quiet on the set.
I'm just saying, like, have you dealt with people acting but like common sense just went there for them?
Yeah, like I say, yeah, and I have. I mean, sometimes some people I try to pull to the side and be like, hey, look, you know, there's a certain thing that's set etiquette. You know what I'm saying? You may want to do that. And some people you got to just let them do what they do. But the crazy part is, it's like sometimes it don't even be us. It be the others.
It be the whites be ghetto.
That's acting ass. So it's like.
And see, sometimes we need to hear that.
The whites.
Yeah.
Because we some people in our thing tune to think that the whites don't do the shit.
Yeah, no.
Nah, they hella ghetto.
Yeah. How you feel, the whites? I love your
With a Y.
I think we should also say thank you too, because you have even put a lot of people on to go to the next level of anything pertaining to a movie. Because my girlfriend Katina has worked with everybody from Cher to Beyonce, and she majorly credits you for. She's in Greece right now.
Okay, yeah.
What's her name?
Her name is Katina.
That's your partner? She got Beyonce tickets?
No, she didn't. No, she worked on the set for Beyonce.
Damn Beyonce.
I got my. Listen, I'm trying to help somebody. I'm trying to help a viewer out. I can go backstage. I don't have to sneak. I can walk over there.
Oh,
we got little passes. They look like this.
Thankful for
they
you.
look like this. Just put it on your neck. And you walk.
Act like you're supposed to belong.
Right, you're supposed to belong there. Just shut the fuck up unless they talk to you. When Jay say hi, you say what up, though. You don't speak first.
I don't have a question, but I got. You said something about a script. I got ideas. So it's stories that I think need to be told about St. Louis, and I feel like our civil rights movement needs to be told, because that's something that we had don't nobody know, and it was a whole thing for years at the Museum of History.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
even also like our music culture. Huge music culture, like throughout every year, throughout every genre, it's always some St. Louis shit. Even like stuff that I didn't know. It was
the
like
fashion district, because I was told that was real big in St. Louis.
it was
real
big
big,
before it was a New York City
Yeah,
ever.
somebody write this
we had
movie in
to
3
know
years.
I mean,
I'll be
all
mad.
all the buildings downtown, them was all
Yeah.
Fashion, yeah, what Famous and Bar and all that stuff was.
But just like in
Nah,
the
they-
things, if
they
you
were
go
factories.
in,
Yeah.
if you walk in there, you see they still have different presses and all type of stuff.
This
in
is
there.
like what year was like this? 50s,
I don't know, but
60s?
you know what's wild about St. Louis? I seen a sign, like, I guess it would be what Martin Luther King and Skinker is now. Well, I ain't seen no sign. It was an old picture. And it said the city limit was 3,500,000 and so many people. I was like,
What?
damn. Like,
I got the name of the movie.
the city of St. Louis.
I got the name of the movie.
The
Gateway to the West.
Boy,
you know,
Okay.
even
That's the
like
name of the movie. The Gateway to the
I
West.
think somebody gonna say, you owe us some money for using
The
it.
Gateway to the
Yeah.
West.
Yeah,
That's
Something you have to do
that's
research.
a thing.
That's
That's
the
already
thing,
a name.
yeah.
That's
For
a
what?
thing.
that's how the
That's
arch
how-
and all that
that's
shit.
the
came.
That ain't
arch.
the name of
That's
the-
the
How
gateway
can
to
How
the
can you
West.
tell where I got
the
it
arches,
from?
that's
It's
what
like a
the
tagline.
I'm gonna stop
You don't
playing
think
with
Prime
monument.
55 somewhere else in the world?
We
Yeah,
gotta
to
find
the West
it.
is totally different.
Why? It could be named my movie.
Because that's
They name
what the
movies the
arch
same all the
is. The
time.
gateway
St.
to
Louis
the
always
West.
been like that, yeah.
that's what the
That's the name of the movie. Whatever you got to pay, I'll pay it.
Okay.
As long as it's under
Ooh,
5,000.
that'll be a good movie too. The building of the arch and with Percy Green.
Percy Green scaling that
Yeah,
motherfucker like.
my great uncle was like one of the,
We got the AI him.
first, well, one of the only black
Still-
people to work
Percy
on
Green's
it.
still alive though.
We ain't trying to pay.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's still alive. He in his old age.
We
He
ain't
in
trying to
his,
pay. We AI
he
that.
might be in his 90s now because he was my grandfather's friend.
They locked
They
him up for that, didn't they?
They
Yeah,
have a movie
he
on
got
the
locked
Petty
up a
Boys.
lot.
He went up 125 feet
Boy,
onto
yeah,
the
that's
arch.
a-
Like,
Hey, they can have a movie on the Petty Boys alone.
Yeah, like I said, we have some very, like I said, man, we got a lot of stories and a lot of rich history here that's still untapped, ready to be unfolded. I mean, so I'm up for the challenge, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are up for the challenge too. You know what I'm saying? To telling them.
This I do know. I do know with everything that's been going on and the people I've been talking to, it's a lot of people that are very interested in our town, in our city. We a hub city for everything.
Yeah.
It's about to change.
And it's time for us to start taking advantage. All we need is a basketball team and a beach.
No, we need the Tyler Perry Studios.
But we got that.
I'm
So
just
when
saying,
you mention,
we need somebody to be the spokesperson to be like, hey, I did this. Well, even though we don't have to, but somebody got to fall in line with somebody at some point.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, it ain't got to be you. It ain't got to be that person. But just fall in line just a little bit to say, look, man, we all for the same movement in St. Louis, and it's going to work.
Yeah.
but I think it's up to us to show the people that are here already to show that we are willing to accept that. You know, what our fucking obstacle is we all know each other, so we always competing with each other.
Yeah.
So we have to show that we are ready and willing to accept that we can move to another plight and we can get along doing it.
But Dirty, the part of the problem is that we are misinformed about a lot of shit. Just like you said, they got the Emmys, and we didn't know because I vote for you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But we have no idea on what's going on. It's like if you're not part of that world, you wouldn't know.
You gotta get some.
Well, you
common
gotta
sense,
get a part of the world, and
You
also
didn't know.
but also
I'm just being honest.
just
Naya,
fucking
did
with
you
him.
know about that?
I didn't know about the Emmys, but I don't brush shoulders with a lot of filmmakers. The only filmmaker friend that I got is Ezo.
right.
But you also have to expand your network, and your community has to go beyond of the
that's
things
Facebook
of
fault.
your
Like
likeness.
Ezo
Facebook
Grind
fault.
is what he around.
Yeah.
So, but he do read. No, I can't.
But
put
he
no
been
shit
in
on-
film
yeah,
festivals
yeah, 'cause
before.
he fucked
Hell,
with-
he been in film festivals in Canada, and when he was in the fest, he was like, "Hey, here go tickets, go on out there and go to my film." Like,
But think about it is that's because you know Ezo. So all I'm saying
yeah.
is this.
So put yourself in a different room.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
your
we have to-
responsibility too.
But sometimes I have to put you in that room so I can be like, hey, I know y'all be on y'all play basketball, do podcasts, and I got this film coming out. Come out here so y'all can see this because you never know who.
Yeah.
Just like I didn't know you know Izzo. You see what I'm saying? Might be inviting somebody out, just people that's different because we never knew.
Yeah, but you know what though? So here's something I do. We just wrapped up Friday our summer film camp for kids. It starts from age 10 to 18. We've been doing it for 5 years now, and what we do is we give the kids a crash course in filmmaking. A lot of them never done it before. A lot of them are interested in it. So it starts with that exposure of sometimes putting that in front of kids. Because luckily that's what I had in my household. Like I had a level to where my family was like, look, we're gonna go to we're gonna go when we go out of town. We're gonna hit up a museum.
Is that how you really got started doing the filming?
Yo, his whole family is connected.
Yeah.
They
Nuh-uh.
great people. Great people.
You might need to do a crash course
His
from us from
sister-
18 to 50.
Right. Why you leave me out?
You should do it. You should do all age.
How's your
Yo,
sister?
he got a
really
popping
good.
sister that's woof,
Yeah.
Yeah, Jet Magazine.
just for years.
She was what?
Page 43? Or
She ran it.
She was editor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, feature editor.
Out of St. Louis?
Out of St. Yeah.
Yeah, she was the only person that worked at every division for Johnson Publishing Company at the time. Nobody else did that. Even though when it went over to digital, she worked with them as well on that. Now now she does. She just started back doing some freelance stuff with them, but she's writing right now for the Oxford Press. She's doing something on the first lady producer and writer for Motown.
So we got the wrong sibling in here.
I'm just saying, you know what? My sister great. Hey, I ain't mad.
So my sister the shit. Fuck what y'all talking
And he's
about.
always said that too. That's
Yeah,
dope.
you
Though.
know,
Oh,
Thanks. Very good.
man.
And what's your sister's name?
Margina Christian.
She's very,
See,
very
listen,
nice
that's
sister.
part of the problem that we got. People don't like bumping up other, even though it's your sister. We don't like bumping up other people that's like, I think they're doing better than
yes,
me.
because you a hater.
I'm a hater.
We
girl.
love
You
shit
don't-
like
Stop it. You don't know me
We
Yeah.
we found out about him last week that he was a natural hater.
Yeah.
Nah, but I make sure I give put it like this. I give people credit where credit is due. I don't align myself with bullshitters. I don't align myself with fake people. I know how to be cordial, but you got to be good people to be around me. Just flat out.
Say
So
that,
whether it's white, black, or indifferent, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because when you come into this filmmaking thing, and by me being a sports guy originally, I know about team camaraderie and team chemistry. And sometimes you can have the wrong person on the court. And I hate to say this name, but you see like what happened with like a Draymond Green with the Kevin Durant situation, Jordan Poole. Sometimes you can have a person on the team that can really change the trajectory whether you win or not.
So you're a sports guy too.
Yeah, of course.
We got a sports show coming out. We got to bring you on there.
No, yeah, I got the person. I never forget. DT was one of the first women that I knew who said that she wanted to do something in the sports world, the sports field. And it was unheard of at the time. This is before like all the women we see on ESPN and anything else. But it just wasn't an avenue. But now if you imagine if you had like the YouTube back
Most
then.
people don't know I tried out for ESPN. They
Okay.
don't know this.
How did you try out? Like this? Or like that?
That's so crazy.
That's what your daddy said. And your mama. Both of them.
You had your hand wrapped too?
Both of them.
You had your hand
Cheers
wrapped?
to your parents. I'm thanking him.
Oh, man.
I'm going to get you a quick trip tomorrow.
Hey, Dana.
You know what I mean?
In real life, you my son.
Hey, Dana.
Let me catch you a quick
Yes,
trip.
sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, man.
Oh, wow.
Jackass.
It's been a good show, bro.
Flat out jackass.
This was a great show.
Great show, man. Yeah,
The
you know.
ghetto.
Yeah, we at y'all. We just ain't at y'all, but we at y'all.
Look at Justin.
You were saying like a little closing statement, but if there's anything you want to leave with our listeners before we get you out of here,
Man, just support the arts. Support the arts. Support people who have ideals. First of all, support one another. That's one thing I don't think we do in St. Louis, and that's one of the things that have to change. Stop. If you got a homeboy, a homegirl that's doing something, support them. And support them ain't showing up asking to get in for free.
Man.
Supporting them is like putting dollars in their pocket. Like I got partners that do parties, and they be like, "Dana, come on in, come on in." I said, "Look, bro, this all I ask. I don't want to wait in line, but I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna pay whatever the cost is. I just don't want to wait in line."
Why we ain't friends? We come to Elmo's every week.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
want to get in free. But they ask me for a drink, but go ahead.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like sometimes we have to do that because the power is in economics. You know what I'm saying? That's with anything, and that's what we lack or whatever. And getting that, I would say just support one another and continue to expand your mind and to and expose the youth to things that they may not be familiar with, because that's what's going on right now. Our youth aren't exposed and have these opportunities to show, hey, look, there's other things to do. I grew up in the North Side, Fairground Park area, when gangs and drugs was popping. You know what I'm saying? But some of my people, they went their way, but they knew they had opportunities as well. So Operation Brightside, things of that nature, all these different things or whatever. So it wasn't an excuse. So if you wanted to do it, it's because you wanted to do it.
Right.
And so yeah, we got to do that. And then also too, we got to reverse things back, because I remember we used to look up to the big homies.
Ooh, say that. Can you say
Snoop
that?
Dogg!
You know what I'm saying? Like we used to sit back like, man, I can't wait to be grown. You see, Uncle bad. Now it's reversed. Now the big homies trying to be the little homies. And that's why the little homies don't respect the big homies.
They got guns.
Because they losers.
Exactly. Yeah. So now, but then we can go a whole nother.
Or you doing anything for the hip hop in Fort Sport?
What's talking about that?
Evolution.
Talking about the art thing.
Is that all hip hop?
No. It's not all hip hop. It's not all hip hop. Yeah, it's a music fest or whatnot. But I know
Do they already have it?
No, it's the 20s.
Is that the one with Ice Cube?
Yeah, Ice Cube.
And the message.
Yeah, but,
Wait a minute. Okay. So I thought I saw somewhere Charlie Channing was DJing. It was
that passed.
That passed.
With Chubb Rock.
Yeah.
With Chubb Rock.
That was last
Do they still got
Sunday, last Saturday.
the museum going on? The hip hop museum going on?
they having something actually just started this weekend.
It started
I think.
the
Were you
museum.
a part
started
of it all?
yesterday.
Where is it?
Well, it's
At
the
the-
one that I saw for the art museum is
Right.
doing. I think that's like, I don't know what that is. It's a national thing. I know I'm going to support it, but I wasn't a part of that. You know, but yeah, I support all the arts basically, like music at the intersection with the Kransbergs and all them. That 2-day event that's going to be amazing, featuring some of the local artists and also some national artists. And yeah, who else?
You got to come to What Up the Radio Lollapalooza.
Okay, well, y'all.
In the What Up Though Radio brunch. In the What Up Though Radio All Star Game theme. In the What Up Though Radio Super Bowl event.
Jesus.
What Up the Radio Casamigos Fest.
Naya,
You got to have a plant-based, fruit-based, vegan.
we got
what
all
up
that.
though?
That's
So,
Vegan.
right.
Yeah.
We got
I
it.
know,
we
we ain't doing
Keywan
that.
with us.
Naya,
We bring Keywan with us.
I want to thank you for filling in for us tonight, Naya.
Definitely.
It was great to go throwback time. I love seeing y'all. Y'all should be fucking me up. Libra, y'all the only Libras I know that
Don't get
that
along.
go crazy with it.
I never knew we didn't get along though.
I
Till
did.
today.
Boy,
today.
you don't get along with your part. That's what it is.
You ain't even looking at me when you talking to. I'm not like I'm looking at you. It really don't matter.
But it was a great
Shouts
show.
out to you. We'll see you out the country. I'm gonna be in Belize. I'm gonna pull up on you like.
I'm gonna come to Elmo's.
Huh?
I'm gonna come to Elmo's.
You get free liquor at Elmo's.
You gotta come to that.
I get free liquor everywhere.
Not at Elmo. No, I'm the owner. I'm being every camera. If that motherfucker drink without paying, you're fired. No, I ain't got no problem with you, dude. But that was, boy, I got some for. Ooh, I can't wait till next week.
What you got for me?
You snuck that on us with the little thing and shit, yeah.
Oh man.
I knew that was coming up.
I didn't
knew
know
it
that.
was
That was a
coming.
good one though. I talk to Nick every day too. That was a good
You
one.
know, but hey, that was another episode of What Up Though Radio. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
She bought you the Detroit hat?
Who is she?
The lady from Tubi. They bought you Detroit souvenir?
This is 6 Deuce, so I don't, that's what that's for.
Okay.
You a gang
Oh
member?
Lord.
Holla back. Thanks for everybody
not
for tuning
with
in
that.
to What Up Though Radio.
We don't fuck with none of
Appreciate
that.
y'all.
Thank you.
8 Deuce, we know them.
We still on.
Lord Jesus.
Did you was on the note?
No, I was just really asking. I was still on.
I want to say something I probably shouldn't say. I don't know. We still on.
Next, Adidas sweats, Lee's Dungle V's, BBD under T's. Shit, I hung with G's. Everybody reppin' they P's. Speaking slang to the guards, start